men and women are equal, but women are a little bit better.
They're a little smarter.
It's subtle, but it's also not that subtle if you consume a lot of traditional media. You see
it. And it makes sense. Also, there's a kind of a practical application of if you want to be employed and gainfully employed, you can't make a lot of masculine noises. You can't really. It's not going to be good to really be masculine at work or to let people know, what you think. And just like this little stuff, like, people go like, I would never let my kid play tackle football. It's too dangerous. And then who wants to be the only parent in the room? And I always am going, fuck that. I don't want my kid to be a pussy. Like, let him play football. Like, you see, there becomes a herd mentality, and they start agreeing that the woman's side of the aisle is more evolved.
Yes,
they are evolved, and they think in a better, more evolved way. And we need less and less men. We don't have loggers anymore. We don't have. We have loggers, but we don't need vast numbers of guys who can walk along I-beams and put hot rivets into skyscrapers and stuff. Like we're breeding them out. Like we just don't need we need people doing coding, you know what I mean? And, working in the gig economy and stuff. We don't need guys with big forearms who can handle pain, taking care of business at a logging camp, So, I would say it's a lot of forces that are pushing us a direction that is more feminine and less masculine.
It's so interesting you say that. I've made the exact same observation, and I think it's what is resulting in a lot of the rising safetyism.
Yes,
as I call it. It's not safety. It's almost safety as an ideology.
Yes,
safety above everything, safety above
Uber Alice.
Yes, safety above liberty, safety above personal development.
Yes,
safety above just everything. I call it nerfing the world.
Yes,
instead of trying to make a child or an individual stronger, you try to remove every threat, every potential insult, every tiny thing that could. We trigger warnings in safe spaces, right? Anything that could make you even feel slightly uncomfortable or offended. Instead of telling you to become more resilient and build yourself up so you can deal with that, it's just, okay, we're just going to X out and cancel and censor and ban all of it down, whether it's a Dr. Seuss book or whatever it is. It's, this person's coming to speak on a college campus. They might say something that some students disagree with, so we're just going to deplatform them and prevent them from even coming. All of this mentality. COVID was the ultimate expression of this, where I wouldn't even say safety. I would say the illusion of safety and the feeling of safety just superseded everything, including basic human rights.
Yes.
And because of this mentality being so pervasive, a very worrying number of people were okay with it.
Not every idea is progress. It's just a lot of it's different. And it's not different in a good way. And they're trying to steer us into this feminine sort of morass that somehow seems like progress. And again, I'm with you. The rounding over every sharp edge and putting a helmet on every kid, it's not good. And it has, there's no free lunches in nature. You're not allowed to do all this and not expect something to come out of it that you didn't anticipate and that you don't want and that does not benefit society. We were meant to be different, and that was a good thing. I would handle the thatching of the roof and you bake the bread, or you go down to the river and clean the clothes, and I'll hunt, or whatever it is we got to do. We don't want two people at the river cleaning the clothes, and we don't want two people baking the bread. Somebody's got to go shoot a deer, and the other has to cook the deer. And you don't want two shooting the deer and no one cooking the deer. diversity, it's good.
Yes.
It's a good thing. It's good that you have baked in stuff with women and baked in stuff with men. And somehow we're trying to leach out all of the male qualities, and we need those male qualities in men. And I'll warn women first and foremost, you don't want this.
Yes.
You
Women
think
complain
you
about
want
it.
They
complain
now
about
you're
it all the
complaining
time.
about it.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, because yes, when there's a bump in the night and you're both laying in bed, you don't want to play rock, paper, scissors to see who's going downstairs. That's what the guy should be doing.
Yeah. It's I've never used this term before, but it's this like gender homogenization.
Yes.
Until stuff hits the fan.
Yes.
And then it very quickly reverts back to, women and children first, men go out and deal with the problems. Adam, I love your work, man. Massively inspired by it. I love hearing your story of the progress made over the decades. I think there's so many subtle lessons that people can learn from that about perseverance and about personal responsibility, accountability, and not playing victim and not expecting magical things to just happen to you because you breathe air. And I hope that message resonates with a lot of people listening.